Hi DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to program in an FF345 to an L5210. So for today's demonstration, I actually have an L7000, which is the same exact process. The only difference between the L7000 and the L5210 is that the L7000 has a slightly bigger display, but everything else is exactly the same. The same programming menus, the same processes, everything will be exactly the same. So today I have the 2 gig FF345. It's an Encore FireFighter. This is a listening device that can actually take over any of your hardwired smokes or CO detectors. Remember, this is a listening device, so it actually listens for the temporal sound of a fire alarm or a smoke detector or a CO detector going off. If you ever realized your smoke detector and CO detector sounds, they do give off different noises. So this FF345 is actually programmed and designed to pick up and distinguish which one it's listening to. Now normally this FF345, you want to install it about 6 inches from whatever smoke detector you want it to pick up on. For most of you guys out there, you may have hardwired smoke detectors, either the high voltage ones that are wired into the house's 120 or 110 AC, or you may also have wired smoke detectors that are wired into an old wired system. So with this device, as long as you keep them connected and powered on and functioning, you should be able to use this to take over your wired smoke detectors and learn them into, for let's say, a wireless system. The L5210, in this case the L7000, because that's what we're demonstrating on today. This will also work with any system that has a 345 megahertz receiver. So if you have an L5100, if you have a wired alarm system with a wireless receiver, that's Honeywell. The Lyric alarm system, a 2 gig alarm system, because 2 gig also works with Honeywell sensors. If you have a Quosys with the Honeywell daughter board card built into it, that is also one of the panels you can use it with. It's the IQ2 Plus. You just have to make sure you have the one with the Honeywell daughter board card built into it. Now, this, like I said, transmits at a 345 megahertz frequency, so your panel just needs to have that receiver. They also make this in 319.5, so if you have an Interlogix, Simon XT, XTI, XTI5, if you have a normal IQ2, IQ1, or if you don't have the IQ2 Plus that has the Honeywell daughter board card, you can always use the version that comes in 319.5, right? So we have a 345 and a 319.5. Today we're demonstrating the 345 because that's the one that works with my Honeywell system, my AKA L5210, but really it's an L7000, right? So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do, since it's new out of the box, I'm going to go ahead and take the sensor out. It does come with a battery. This is a CR123A lithium battery. It's cylindrical shaped, so if you guys have one and need a new battery, just take the old battery out, go to your hardware store and find one that matches and purchase it and install it. It comes with a backplate, tamper plate. We won't be using this today, but this is when you mount it. If somebody takes it off and this is installed onto it, it rips off and it lets the back tamper know that somebody messed with your device, and that'll cause a trouble on your alarm system. I'm going to leave this in the box for now. Really what I want to go ahead and do and start is start opening up the sensor itself. I just want to go ahead and get a quick zoom in because this sensor actually does smoke and CO. If you look at the back at the sticker, you'll see the bottom two lines. One says SM, Sierra Mary. That stands for smoke. The other one says CO. That's for the carbon monoxide. So as you notice, while looking at the back of the sensor, they both pretty much had the same serial number. The only number that changed was the last number, and it's usually changed by 1 digit. So the last number for the CO goes up 1 digit higher than the one for smoke, and you'll see that when we go to auto enroll it. We normally recommend auto enrollment just so that there's no user error while you're typing in a number, you accidentally press another one. We've seen it happen plenty of times where you enter in the correct number, or your eyes didn't do you so well and you enter in the wrong number. So make sure that whenever you're doing this, I'll show you guys how to do the auto enrollment, that's the way that you guys do it. So the first thing we're going to need to do is there's a little side cover right here that we need to pop off. So if you actually just, let me pop it back on. There's a little button here that you press in. It releases the latch, and then you can take the cover right off. Pretty simple to do, pretty easy to take apart. The battery can only go installed one way. So negative side to the little spring. And as soon as we power it on, the light starts blinking. Now this little silver tab right here is a tamper. So we don't want to learn the sensor in by that. There's a little black button right here. So while we're zoomed into the circuit board here, again, you're going to see the sticker up at the very top. It'll say SM for the smoke. That'll be the serial number, and CO for the CO zone. And again, that's the serial number for the carbon monoxide. As you can see, like I said before, it's only 1-digit difference towards the end. Now, if you're looking at the zoomed in image here, right next to that little gray flap, silver aluminum flap, there's a little button that's underneath a sticker. It's a little black button, and that'll be our auto enrollment button that we're going to press to enroll the sensor into our panel. If we're going to go ahead and start learning it in, a single press and release will actually learn it in for smoke. But if you press and hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds and then release it, that'll learn it in for CO. I'll show you guys right now. So first thing we're going to do, starting at the home screen on your L5210 or your L7000 technically, we're going to go to security. We're going to hit more. We're going to go to tools. Here's where you enter in your installer code. Mine is 4112. From there, I'm going to go into program. Now, if you weren't taken to this screen, it's because you don't have the correct installer code. So make sure you get taken to this screen and you hit program. The installer code, mine is defaulted, which is why it's 4112, but yours could have been changed. So after we go into programming, we're going to go into zones. We are learning in a wireless sensor, so it's a wireless zone. And we're going to hit add new. From add new, we're going to hit serial number. And now the panel is in listening mode. This is where we're going to go ahead and grab the device. We're going to press and release the button. And the panel will do a small little beep. All right, not sure if you guys heard that, but I'll press it one more time. Again, just press and release. Don't hold it down because then it'll get confused for CO. So I just push, release. And now you'll see it actually auto-populated that serial number, 0765260, which matches the smoke serial number on there. Remember, we're learning in smoke, it's a press and release. The CO is hold down and release. And when you hold down, it's like 2 to 3 seconds. And I'm going to learn it one more time to confirm it. So press and release. Boom. The panel acknowledged it. Leave the loop number as 1. I'll leave the zone description as back. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the device type. I'm going to set it to smoke detector. Obviously, if you're being monitored, you want to make sure the alarm report is set to yes. You want to make sure the sensor is supervised. The fire no verification or fire with verification, that means fire no verification. As soon as this sensor goes off, the alarm gets sent immediately, letting the panel, letting your central station know there's a fire alarm. If you do fire with verification, the sensor has to go off twice, meaning that the smoke detector has to go off twice. So it all depends on how you want to use it. If you want an immediate alarm, I would leave it as fire no verification. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And I've learned in my back smoke detector. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into add new again. Go into my serial number. Now I'm going to show you guys how to learn in CO. You have to press and hold the button down for 2 to 3 seconds. So I'm going to press and hold down this little button. 1, 2, 3. Release it. The panel beeps. I'm going to do this again. 1, 2, 3. Release. Now, if you see the second time, it starts populating the second CO number, 0765261. It's no longer the 0 at the end. That means we're holding the button down long enough. Now we're going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, release. And it'll confirm everything. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and switch to zone description. I'll switch it to, let's say, back. I'll put the device type. Again, this is going to be my CO detector, carbon monoxide. Alarm report, obviously set to yes. You want to make sure if you're being monitored that the central station is receiving the CO signal. And supervise response type, it's only going to stay as carbon monoxide. There's no verification or non-verification there. Leave the loop number as 1, and then you hit save. Now we have a back smoke detector, back carbon monoxide detector. We can go ahead and put the cover back on. Put the back on first. Yes, so clip everything into place first, and then you can put the front cover back on and it'll just snap shut. Oops, sorry. Back on first, close it. Now it's tight, the cover doesn't come off. You're going to mount it up wherever you want it to go. And you can go ahead and test it by setting off a smoke alarm, and the sensor should pick up on the sound of the smoke or the CO, and then your panel will go off. Make sure if you guys are testing that you have your account on test mode. If you guys are testing CO detectors and you don't place your account on test and you are being monitored, the fire department will be sent out, because CO, whenever it goes off, fire department is always dispatched no matter what. You cannot call and cancel a fire department dispatching when there's a CO alarm, because these are gases that are undetectable. So if one of them happens to go off, procedure is to always go out and make sure everything's okay. So that's pretty much how to program in your FF345 to an L5210. Today we demonstrated it on an L7000, but if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to send us an email to support@alarmcare.com. If you found the video helpful, make sure you hit like underneath. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and enable the notifications so when we upload new content, you guys get notified. I'm Jorge, and I'll see you guys next time.